Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to this post-match media availability with Austin FC head coach Josh Wolff. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Everybody knows how this works, hopefully by now. Use the raise your hand function in the reaction section to put your question to Josh, and we'll come to you in the order that those hands are raised. Permissions are being granted right now for people to be able to record, so please bear with us while that is taking place. We're going to go straight to the floor. Our first question is from Mike Craven.
Coach, 12 shots, only one on target. From your standpoint, what were your thoughts on the offensive performance?
Yeah, that's a good place to start. Certainly not dangerous enough in front of goal. Chances came. Some of the shots were probably from distance. But having said that, we should have scored in the opening minutes of the game. We have two chances from inside the box, clean looks, open looks, and for a team when you don't have the ball going in the back of the net as frequently, you need to make those. And Cecilia had a great opportunity, so did Danny. And goals give you energy. They give individuals confidence and the team confidence. And you can see that affected us because we lost a little bit after that. And getting a goal at this point is something that's gonna, I think, hopefully build some confidence within the group. But 12 shots, one goal is there's more to be desired.
Next up, Chris Bills.
Yeah, Josh, looked like you guys came out of halftime with some ideas of trying to get the ball to the middle, but what was some of the adjustments that you made, and then what were you looking to get from Jared Stroud and Sean Gallagher as those subs coming on?
I mean, they're pretty compact 4-4-2, so you can get access to the middle areas, but you got to use other people to find outlets. You got to use third man bounces. You got to use your striker to get down, but it wasn't that hard, and we made it probably harder than it seemed. We gave away a poor one in the first half, and that led to the goal. And I think that affected Danny. He stopped coming down in the pocket. We stopped having access to central areas, and that affects your ability to now address the opponent in a way where you can play between lines, behind lines. And that was some of our focus. So again, a goal against us and not a goal for us. It certainly affected our momentum and a little bit of our mood in the game. And Jared and Johnny came in and give you what they give you. They give you speed, directness, energy. And unfortunately, the goal was called back. But I think they came in and gave a little bit of pop.
Next up, Arch Bell.
Josh, what would you attribute some of the sloppiness in possession tonight, losing balls in your own half? Was Nashville doing something particular with their press that was making y'all uncomfortable, or was it just maybe just a little bit of a lack of energy or focus? What would you attribute the sloppiness in possession tonight? Some of those giveaways that you hadn't seen before. Yeah, no, that's right. I think it was sloppiness on some of our more experienced guys. I think Alex had a few, and Pepe had a few. Danny Pereira. Tomas, once you think you're going to navigate the middle by yourself, and I think we got to realize we have to use our spacing. We have to use our teammates in order to get access to certain areas. And we fought that a little bit, where I think early on we were okay with it, but then we started to fight it a bit. And when you get turned over in those middle areas, you can be in trouble, as we were with the goal. That's a needless giveaway. I mean, that's a very standard pass in, bounce down, and we're out. So we do that, 20, 30 times a game. So it was disappointing to see that happen, but it happens. We play the way we play. And unfortunately, we gave that ball away and they punished us, which that's what teams do in this league. And we could have taken advantage of some turnovers that we had as well. And on the night, that's disappointing. And that's the difference.
Next up, Mario Tapia. Mario Tapia. Mario's put his hand down. Let's come to Ben Bear.
Hi, Josh. Just wondering if you have any news to share on Johan, and looked like Danny came off injured as well.
We'll have to look. I'm not sure. I think he was grabbing something there. At least Johan was. So we'll have to look and hear a little bit more about it. Obviously, get pictures to see what it is. Pereira took a couple hard knocks. So, I think he played his way into the game. He struggled at the start. Looked a little bit rusty. And again, that was around the field at times, but he grinded, and unfortunately the goal gets called back. He puts his head in there, and that would have been a nice one to get us going. I think we had some good moments in the second half, and that would have been a good one to capitalize on.
Jorge Iturralde.
Hi, Josh. how do you see the team today? Today, the team seemed to be kind of the same of the last game. How do you want to work with the attitude of on the upcoming event, especially because you're going to play with the hardest, with the top of the
the best team in the league. Yeah, no, I think intensity, having the right intensity and mentality. Coming in again, I thought we started the game well, and then for whatever reasons, if it doesn't go our way or if something's not working, it does affect us, and we have to be stronger than that. We have to have a bit of calm, but also a bit of intensity that we can stick through things and persevere through it. And again, I think we lack a little bit of confidence right now. If we can score goals and even create better chances, it'll help take away some of the difficulties in the game. But we got to be resilient. We got to bounce back. And it's all these games on the road we knew about. They're extremely good opponents. We have another one, as you said, against Seattle. So it's only going to get tougher, and that's why we have to keep making progress and continue to focus on ourselves and keep getting better, because that's what we have to do, and the opponents we'll have to game plan for. But tonight was disappointing.
Michelle Sanchez.
Hi, Josh. Kind of going back to that, you are facing tougher teams. So are you close to kind of deciding your starting 11? We're 5 weeks in. And then also, I guess I would like to ask, do you feel any pressure for getting a win?
Well, I think we all feel pressure to perform. I think we obviously have try to maintain real expectations of what the year is going to look like, and certainly how the first handful of games have gone. So I think it's important to keep that perspective clear. And it was always going to be tough, and there's always going to be the bumps along the road, but it's how you grind through those, continue to get better, and come out of it on the other side. And I think that's part of the growth throughout the year. And that's something that we look forward to, that challenge going forward. Starters, we played a decent amount of the same starters each game. We've mixed in a few guys based on form, based on fitness, but I think those are usually pretty obvious by our lineups. But we rotate a few guys here and there.
And we're going to finish with Mario Tapia.
Hi, Coach. So we're right now with 6 points out of 18, 2 games with no goals, several players injured. What would you tell the fans to understand what the team is going through?
Yeah, hang in there, and hopefully, I think it's part of our process right now. The fans were great today. Again, they're in the stadium, outside the stadium. It's beautiful to see, and obviously, we look forward to coming home and playing in front of them, playing in our own stadium. But I don't want to anything more than being patient. We've lost a couple games, but we also played really well in some previous games. So the ebbs and flow are certainly there, and we have to continue to get better. And individually taking a real hard look at ourselves as players and coaches, but also the collective. And there's plenty of opportunities ahead, and we'll again start to prepare for the next opponent after we review this game.
Josh Wolff, thank you very much. We're going to wrap up